Welcome back to the channel all about cooking for beginners. And today we're making cinnamon rolls, s'mores rolls, and PB&J rolls, all with our no yeast dough. Ingredients for all three rolls are on the screen now. To start, we make the no yeast dough. So to the flour, we add baking powder, baking soda, salt, and sugar, then stir it all to evenly distribute it. Next up, we add the yogurt and the milk, and then stir it all and form it into a very shaggy dough. After that, we lightly flour the work surface, turn the dough out onto it, and knead for a good solid 5 minutes. Now, a lot of kneading procedures tell you to push down on the dough or push it back, but that's not exactly right. What you want to do is push out with the heel of your hand and then pull it back. Push out, pull it back, and rotate 90 degrees as needed. After your 5 to 10 minutes of kneading, your dough should no longer be sticky. It shouldn't stick to you or the table, and when you give it a light poke, it springs back. We then cover it with a towel and let it rest for about 15 minutes. While it's resting, we can go ahead and make the fillings, starting with the cinnamon sugar, which is just 1 part cinnamon to 3 parts brown sugar. So put all that in a bowl and break up all the brown sugar clumps to evenly distribute stuff. For the peanut butter and jelly filling, you just scoop them into bowls. You can thin the peanut butter out with a little bit of water if you want to, you don't have to. For the s'mores filling, you start with your cocoa powder and powdered sugar, to which you add a tiny bit of milk and mix it around. I would add as little milk as possible and always mix around because the powdered sugar and cocoa will absorb more than you think, and you can always add more milk if it's too thick. You cannot take it away. So just keep adding in small additions until it gets to the thickness that you want. And now to roll out the dough. So lightly flour the work surface and turn your dough out and give it a couple rolls. To give it a more rectangular shape, I like to fold the inside thirds and then start rolling all over again. Also, if you don't have a rolling pin, you can also use a wine bottle like I'm doing here. One way to make quick work of rolling out the dough is to flour it, fold it over, and then roll it. You can get double the amount of rolling in. Just make sure that after you do this, the dough is still an even thickness throughout. So I rolled my dough 9 inches long by 15 inches wide, which is a good way to break it into thirds. So the first third will be the cinnamon rolls. To this, we like to add either some melted butter or oil and spread on that third. Afterward, pat on the cinnamon brown sugar mixture, making sure to press it down so it stays adhered to the dough. To the next third, we will do the s'mores rolls. So spread on your cocoa mixture and slather it all over with a spoon. My mixture is a little thinner than I want it to be, so try to make yours a little thicker if you can. After that, we dollop that middle third with some marshmallows and chocolate chips, because it's a s'mores roll after all. And finally, for the peanut butter and jelly roll, we smear on the peanut butter. This takes longer than you think, so be patient and keep at it. After that, we dollop on the jelly and spread that around too. And now to roll it up. So to begin that, I like to dab my finger in water and spread that on one edge of the dough. Then roll it up. Be gentle so you don't tear the dough and so that the fillings don't fall out. If you're finding it's not rolling out to an even width, feel free to pull the edges to make it an even width. Finally, I like to make little indents as to where one flavor ends and the other begins, so that way I'll know where to cut later down the road. To seal the edges, press them shut and then tuck them under the roll. If you want to crimp the seam just to make sure it stays together, you can do that too, but you don't have to. So you can definitely cut these with a knife, but I prefer dental floss because it makes a much cleaner cut. So identify where your thirds are and slip your dental floss right underneath each of those thirds, loop it over and give it a good tug. And because we want 12 rolls at the end, what we do is take each third, cut them in half, and then cut those halves in half again. Be sure to pull the dental floss slowly to get an even and smooth cut. Once you have your 12 rolls cut, place them on a baking tray with some parchment paper and then dollop them with whatever you want. To the peanut butter and jelly, I'm adding peanuts. To the cinnamon rolls, I'm adding more cinnamon sugar. And to the s'mores rolls, I'm adding some more marshmallows and chocolate chips. We bake that in a preheated oven at 350 degrees in the middle rack anywhere from 18 to 20 minutes. And with that, your 3 different dessert rolls are done. If you're anything like me, you gotta try one of each, so plate them up and enjoy. I hope you found this recipe useful, and for more videos, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.